let's head inside to Winstead Manor. Now, I've built everything up, like I said. I've tried to make it as nice looking as I could, but you know, it's following a pretty standard template as I go through. I still had some spare stuff going around. There's the Emperor's Clothes. General Tullius's fell out. It was there. Troll's Bane, Staff of Repulsion, Staff of Mage Light. Now, there should be something in here, but it fell out. I don't remember what it was. But there was something in there. There was also something there that's also gone. It's kind of buggy. I have myself a bard. I'd like to make a request.
Of course. Anything you like.
Let's do the Dragonborn Comes.
Yes.
Go for Dragonborn
This
Comes.
one's a favorite of mine. A
So-
legend we all know and love.
Damn right, cause it's
Our
me.
hero claims a warrior's heart.
You're not playing
I
shit.
tell
Forget
you
this.
the
We're moving on.
dragon
So over here, I have a big kitchen, which is probably the least useful of all of them. Are those things of bread? I can use the oven, but it just kind of makes food, right? There's a few things that I can make here that I can't make. There's a few things there that I can't make anywhere else. You're using jazz bass? Who told you to do that? So, yeah, that's kind of the kitchen. As you can see, it just kind of has a second floor to it. There's nothing actually there.
Need something?
Over here, we can find ourselves. What was over here? The extra bedrooms. That's right, extra bedrooms. I'm not sure why I would need that, but that's what they had here. So extra bedrooms. Here's mine, so I can watch over my kids at night. That's got to be quite traumatic for them. I'm quite loud. Trying to see where my steward went. And then over here we had, what did we have? I believe this is the alchemy lab. It's probably more upstairs. I also put Spellbreaker over there. Let's head into the cellar. As you might expect, the cellars look exactly the same. So nothing too surprising down here. Oh, I have the Nightingale stuff on this one, on this mannequin here. So yeah, it's pretty much all the same, which makes sense. They don't want to necessarily punish you for choosing the wrong manor, but it's a little disappointing that it doesn't have necessarily its own flavor down there, you know? Just some things a little different. All right, let's head upstairs. Over here, I do have a mannequin with Linway's equipment on it. I do have all of my spare masks in here. There will be more masks to find later. I have my arcane enchanter over here as well. This goes outside, which is a little bit of an issue for me. But once again, you got the kids' room over here. You've got the master bedroom over here. Yada. I thought we discussed this. You're not supposed to sleep here when I'm recording. If we head out here, though, we can see the alchemy lab. Looks quite nice. We can go up to the top of the tower so that we can get the full view of our manor. It's of a swamp, but we get, you know, the full view of it. Look at that swamp. It's so nice. There's a little something down there. I don't think I've ever fully looked at that. So we got a few things going on up here. On top of the kitchen is pretty much just like patio, and that's pretty much it. Was this the kitchen? Might have been the kitchen. All right, I'm exploring down here. What the hell's this? There's like a net in all this. Oh, that's right. It's a fish hatchery that I got for my house. So we give a gift and then it like gives us fish, I think. Right next to the Horkers. So that is one of the manors around here. It's, like I said, my least favorite, but we do have a fish hatchery, so it's something kind of nice. So yeah, the kitchen was over here. So this was on top of the... What was this on top of? Oh, this was on top of the bedrooms. That's right, the extra bedrooms. Here we have the patio stuff. So there's all that. We get some apple pies. We get something kind of nice. Can't do anything with that. I was hoping to plant something, but no. All right, we'll move on. Oh, we do get a view of Solitude. I do still have the request to actually go around the outside of Solitude. We'll take care of that probably at the end. The next manor that I wanted to show off, though, is Heljarkin Hall. This one's a little bit more of a favorite of mine. I like the view better. I like the setup a little bit better. Heljarkin was kind of the last one that I made. So here's, well, not Heljarkin, the Winstead Manor was the last one that I made. Here you can see I have a grain mill. Not entirely sure what I can do other than make flour here. But I don't know how useful that is. Once again, I have the horse. It's snowing, so you can't get that great of a view, but we saw the view earlier. It's nice, you know, you get kind of the plains, you get a farm over there. You get a few deer every once in a while, but pretty much everywhere I go, there's some wild animals going around. Once again, the smelter, the workbench, and the grindstone. No anvil around here. I have to go back to the other place for that. Am I hearing things? Dragons aren't supposed to spawn at my house. They never have. Let's see if there's necessarily anything else around here. It doesn't look like much. Just kind of too cold around here, you know? And it looks like that is it for the views around. So let's head inside. I have the cow and chickens, and I should have, yeah, the anvil's over here. Kind of a distance from the smelter, though. That can be annoying. I do have the garden out, though. This one's probably the least pretty of all of them, but I needed some Jazzbay grapes. I ended up console commanding them, but they give me 3 of them here. That's pretty much how I was going to do it. So like 3, 6, 9 total. So you can do it that way. I just console command to save myself some time. But let's head inside Heljarkin Hall. This is one that I'm a little bit more proud of. Required a little bit more work from me in order to fully get this situated. So I'm a little bit more happy about this place. Let's head inside and see the reward of my hard
You're
work.
not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
As you can see, we got Ayla here. We're a little bit closer to Whiterun, so it should be easier for me to find her. As you can see, stuff is just falling out left and right. We have the Jester's equipment that I tried to put in here, but it fell out. Drain Blood Battle Axe. We have the Nightingale Blade. I had the Mask of Clavicus Vial inside this case, but it fell out. Hoarfrost and Froki's Bow. How you doing, Ayla?
You're someone who can get things done. I like that.
Yeah, I know. Is this something? Oh, no, it's just venison. I'm like, how'd it fall out over here? Here's my bard. I didn't choose the bards. I do want to throw that out there. I did choose the stewards, though. This is my garden. All right, yeah, let's just close that. It's for recreational. I mean, I have a prescription. But here we can see my library that I have fully decked out with books, with actual books. They also gave me the option to put journals up here and notes up here, but I stuck with books. And I spawned in every last one of these. There are so many books in this game, and they give you not enough space, actually, in the actual library itself to actually go through this. All right, so I'm gonna read the ones that I found particularly funny. There's a lot of stuff here that's particularly interesting, so way too much time there, but there's stuff that I find funny that I want to read. So let's start with A Gentleman's Guide to Whiterun, which is exactly what I thought it was. This is by Mikhail the Bard. Welcome, good sir, to this indispensable guide. Within these pages, your humble authoring guide will describe to you the great city of Whiterun, the jewel of the north. Whiterun offers numerous diversions for the man in search of adventure, fortune, and companionship, whether for a night or for a lifetime. The city is graced with not one but 2 worthy taverns, and there are maids and wenches aplenty. The city is located rather centrally in Skyrim, and this is well, for it is not far from anywhere. Perched high upon a rocky hill, Whiterun dominates the grassy plains that surround it. High wooden walls protect its denizens from the wolves, mammoths, bandits, and other dangers lurking beyond, and apparently dragons too. When you first enter through the city's main gate, you will find yourself in the Plains District. This is so named because it is the lowest of the city's 3 neighborhoods. But here you can be found the Bannered Mare, which I count amongst the finest taverns in all Skyrim. The scenery within is quite compelling, if you have an eye for the fairer sex. A stout lass named Hulda attends the bar. Don't let that stony Nord exterior fool you, for she is possessed of that same fiery passion that all Nord women try so hard to conceal. Sadia, the barmaid, is an exotic Redguard beauty. She is quite mysterious, and your humble author is determined to learn her secrets. Outside the Bannered Mare is a modest marketplace, and here is where I found true love, though I would never deter a fellow hunting hound from the chase, for indeed why should I author these tomes if not to provide guidance in this very matter? I must ask that you do me this one kindness. Her name is Carlotta Valencia, and she is a magnificent beauty who makes a modest living selling bread and produce in the daylight hours. By the gods, I will make that feisty beauty mine someday. And of course, there are other services to be found in the Plains District. Belethor's General Goods offers various and sundry wares for the adventurous traveler, and Arcadia's Cauldron offers what tonics and herbs one would expect from an apothecary's shop. Arcadia herself is an amiable sort. I often visit her to make conversation, as she is a fellow Imperial far from home. She is, however, a bit old for my taste. A gentleman of advanced years might find in her a worthy companion. Should you need your blade sharpened or your armor hammered, War Maidens offers smithing services very near the main gate. The smith is a pretty Nord named Adrian Avenici, but she is married to a great hulking brute named Ulfberth Warbear. Adrian is quite fair, but I should not want to find myself being introduced to the keen edge of that husband's war axe. If married ladies are your preferred sport, then have at, but don't say that you weren't warned. Near the smith is the drunken huntsman. Here some of the wealthier gentlemen gather to share both drink and rumors of the wide world. If you prefer a more distinguished class of company while you sip fine wine, you'll be well at home here. Of the Wind District, I have little to say. Most of the buildings in the second tier of the city are residences, though there is also a temple of Kinnereth and Jorvaskr, the mead hall of the companions. There are some intriguing prospects to be found in the mead hall should you favor a strong and fearless warrior woman. You will find little game at the temple, however. The priestess Danica Peerspring is interested almost exclusively in spiritual matters. At last we come to the Cloud District, exclusive domain of the Jarl's castle. I have had some merry adventures within the stone walls of Dragon's Reach, let me tell you. The serving girls are most easily impressed by a well-spoken Imperial. After all, the nights in Skyrim do grow quite cold, if you take my meaning. And I will not deny that I have visited the town's jail once or twice, which can be found in the lower levels of the palace. As for the Jarl and his court, take pains to avoid them. I find that they lack any sense of humor or appreciation for the Imperial culture, besides which they are all wealthy men and so must be viewed as your most serious competition. These Nords are simple folk, after all, and too easily swayed by the sight of fine clothes and a purse full of septims. Now I'll conclude this work by wishing you great success in your pursuits of women and wine. Spare a moment in your revels to think of me, your humble author, and the risks I have taken to bring you this most thorough report on all things of interest to the discerning gentleman in the grand city of Whiterun. But I will not lie and say that it was all a hardship. After all, who could want to sleep alone in such a cold and hard land as this? Not I. So that is a gentleman's guide to Whiterun. Those were real things back in the day. They might still be real things today. It's insanely creepy, but it's a real thing, and they include that in. So that's that. I'll try to go through these kind of quickly to look at some of the other things that I wanted to look at. What was that? Those are in the box. We do have the biography of Berenzia, Boethia's stuff. This place is full. I mean, I have filled this place up. I'm a little curious about the Cats of Skyrim. I didn't actually take a look at this one before. The indigenous cats. Are they just talking about saber cats? No. Then forget it. It's just about saber cats. I was hoping it was going to be about Khajiit, to be honest with you, but it was not. So there's so much going on here. I have stored every book that I could that was an official book inside. We'll go upstairs to look at the rest. As you can see, there was a little bit of overflow, even though there's all these books. Holy crap, are there books? There are so many books. There's lots of song books. We'll get to a lot of them later. These are all in alphabetical order. As you can see, there's a lot. Killing before you're killed. It's a good way of going into things. This one's actually quite long. A lot of these are quite long. But killing before you're killed, I figured was going to be quite short. There is one here that I have that probably stands out, and that would be this one, Malin Varen's Grimoire. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily supposed to have it, but I put it there. It's all bloody and stuff. But sure, we'll put it in. The Mythic Dawn commentaries, the Myths of Sheogorath. There's probably some good stuff in there. I put all the spares that I had in here. There's quite a few spares that I had. I also put all the letters and journals and stuff like that in there as well. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. It took too long to even scroll through. That's how many of them there are. I still have St. Jude's Opus. We read that during the playthrough, though. That is still quite expensive. I could get rid of that if I wanted the money, but I don't really need the money. There's nothing all that great, but as you can see, there's lots of songs going on. The one that I'm looking for in particular should be coming up pretty soon, though. Lots of good stuff. I can't resist myself, though. So if I find it, I'm going to get it. What's this? The Dream Stride, right? We read that one. That was read in order to get things done. There we go, the Lusty Argonian Maid. Yeah, we read it during, but I'm going to read it again. It's short and sweet. Act 4, Scene 3, continued. Unfortunately, these are the only two. There are other ones in previous games, but these are the only two in this game. Lifts her tail is her name. Certainly not, kind sir. I am here but to clean your chambers. Crantius Colto. Is that all you have come here for, little one? My chambers? I have no idea what it is you imply, master. I am but a poor Argonian maid. So you are, my dumpling, and a good one at that. Such strong legs and shapely tail. You embarrass me, sir. Fear not. You are safe here with me. I must finish my cleaning, sir. The mistress will have my head if I do not. Cleaning, eh? I have something for you. Here, polish my spear. But it is huge. It could take me all night. Plenty of time, my sweet. Plenty of time. So we get a porno. Let's continue the porno. That's not what I wanted to read. Let's read the rest of the porno. So, what was the last one? Act 3, Scene 4. This is Act 7, Scene 2. This is one hell of a long play, apparently. My goodness, that's quite a loaf. But however shall it fit in my oven? This loaf isn't ready for baking, my sweet. It has yet to rise. If only we could hurry that along. How would I accomplish such a task? Oh, my foolish little Argonian maid, you must use your hands. You wish me to knead the loaf here? Of course. I'm starting to get a little creeped out myself. But what if the mistress catches me? Your loaf was meant to satisfy her appetite. Don't fret, my delicate flower. I'll satisfy the mistress's cravings later. Very well, but I'm afraid my oven isn't hot enough. It could take hours. Plenty of time, my sweet. Plenty of time. It always ends with plenty of time. Apparently that's the Skyrim version of Fading to Black. And I think that is it. There is the Red Book of riddles, but I don't think they're particularly interesting. I don't find riddles all that interesting. And it's in what appears to be fake Middle English. So there's that. It has a tail, a side, and a head. I call it what I call a snake. It has no body and it is dead. The answer, it must be a drake. I don't get it. Poets know the hearts of men and myrrh, but beasts can't know my heart, you see. This book was written by a bear. The answer, it is not a book of poetry. I give you a sock not unlike a box with hammers and nails all around it. 2 lids open when it knocks. It must have been a great hit. Yeah, we're moving on. Most riddles I see make sense. That one did not.